Hello YouTube, my name is Nero, and today we have some more Advanced Warfare news. So, over at IGN, they actually started doing a teaser that kind of showed us about 5 minutes worth of Momentum gameplay. And Momentum is a game mode that's going to be featured in Advanced Warfare, and it's going to be basically a remake of War from Call of Duty 3 and Call of Duty World at War. Now, War was a fantastic game mode, one of my favorite game modes of all time. I loved playing it. I think I put 5 days worth of playtime into War alone. Like, some people put 5 days worth of playtime into Call of Duty that year. I put into that one game mode back when World at War was out because it was such a fantastic game mode that I really enjoyed. So we saw a little bit of gameplay from that, and I don't know, I don't like the idea of putting up Advanced Warfare footage on my channel early. Unless it comes from the official Call of Duty YouTube channel, it's really kind of hit or miss as to whether or not there's going to be copyright on that. So I'm not posting any of it here on my channel. There is a link down in the description if you guys want to check out the actual gameplay. But I want to talk to you guys today about Momentum and how it's going to work. So Momentum is a confusing game mode. War is kind of a confusing game mode. Over the years, people have always asked me, especially for Dear Nero, what is your favorite game mode? And I always say, you know what, I like Domination, but War was a really good one. And people never played World at War. You know, it came out in 2008. It wasn't a super popular game, especially compared to Call of Duty 4. So not a lot of people actually played War. And I sit there trying to explain to people how War works, and in doing so in text or even doing so while speaking is hard. So I'm going to explain to you what War, the new game mode Momentum in Advanced Warfare, is and how it is played. I'm going to do it the best way I know how, and that is, ladies and gentlemen, Microsoft Paint. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to be giving everyone visual examples of how Momentum and War are both played. So, both Momentum and War are the exact same game mode, and both of them will usually feature 5 flags on the map as represented by these red circles. Now, of course, if it's a smaller map, like, for example, Dome from World at War, or possibly Courtyard from World at War, to compensate for the small size of the map, there will only be 3 flags on some of these maps. So, depends on the size of the map, it's going to be between 5 and 3 flags on the map. Let's say this is Team 1 that spawns over here, this is Team 2 that spawns over here. Initially, we all fight for this flag. This is where everyone's fighting for. You have to start out at the middle flag. The middle flag is the initial flag that everyone is fighting for. So both teams, they come flying in, and they start fighting for the middle flag. Alright, and the flag takes a very long time to capture, like a super long time to capture, but there's 2 systems built within both Momentum as well as War that kind of make it so you can capture the flag faster. There is Momentum, and there is Blitzkrieg. So the feature of Momentum, you get, we're just going to use Momentum. Momentum will allow you to capture the flag twice as fast. And how you get Momentum was always super freaking confusing. I put 5+ days of playtime into War in World at War, and it made no sense how we got Momentum. Apparently, there's an entire system in Advanced Warfare that's going to allow us to kind of track, you know, how close we are to gathering Momentum and how close we are to gathering Blitzkrieg. And that's going to work out well, and that's going to be nice, and we're actually going to have an idea of how it works. But apparently, just by doing good stuff, getting kills near the flag, getting kills on the flag, if a teammate calls in dogs, if a teammate gets an artillery or something like that, you know, things like that can give you momentum, which will help your team capture the flag twice as fast. And then if your teammates continue to do stuff like that, and they get you, like, let's say you get dogs, maybe you get some more kills on the flag, you can occasionally get Blitzkrieg, which will allow you to capture the flag 3 times as fast. So you need to get these 2 features to be able to help you capture that flag faster, because it's a very long capture. Picture something like capturing a headquarters point, or capturing, yeah, like capturing a headquarters point. If you've ever played headquarters, it takes about as long as that. It takes a very long time, and of course you've got enemy players always coming up and trying to stop you and stuff, and it's a very difficult capture, so you need basically to have momentum as well as Blitzkrieg to be able to capture these flags. Now let's say you capture the flag. Let's see Team 1 here captures the middle flag, then we move on towards their flag. We're over here on their second to last flag, and we're fighting for that. Same thing happens, you know, we're both fighting to get momentum, we're both fighting to get Blitzkrieg, but most importantly, we're fighting to capture the flag. Now let's say hypothetically we do capture this flag, then we put them onto their final flag. We're on the final flag, same as the other ones. If we do get it, if we do get this flag, we win. The whole point, it's kind of like a tug of war where we're trying to push forward and they're trying to push us back. It's kind of like a, you know, push and shove, kind of going back and forth. If you move all the way to their back flag and capture it, that's how you win war. But let's get rid of some of these things here, because this is Microsoft Paint and I can do this stuff. We got lots of stuff to get rid of. All right. let's say we're fighting here, but we don't cap it. They ended up killing us off. They ended up capping their flag. All right, so now we're pushed back, and now we're fighting for this flag. It's basically tug of war. Now we're back to fighting for this flag. Let's say they push us back again, and then we're back at the middle. We're back at square one. We're back fighting for this flag. Let's say they're calling in kill streaks. They're starting to cycle through them and stuff, and they're just really pushing through us. Let's say Team 2 captures this flag. Now we're back on our flag, and if they get that one, and then they get this flag back here, they win. You can only fight for one flag at a time. Don't think you can just, okay, why don't we just go cap their back flag right away. You can only fight for one flag at a time, and it's all periodic, and it'll actually show up as the objective. Like, if the middle flag is the objective at the very beginning, that's the middle flag. That's where you have to fight. Then whatever happens after that, you go to. If your team loses that fight, then you guys got to go back to your flag. If they win that fight, you got to go back to this flag. It's kind of confusing, but it's really not at the same time. It's basically just like tug of war, where there's one flag on the ground, and the whole point is to try and capture that flag so you can push the enemy back towards their back flags. And if you go all the way back to their final flag and capture it, you end up winning. It's a tug of war. You have to stop and fight at every single flag, and it's great. It's a really, really fun game mode, and this is my awful artist representation of how war is played. And man, the quality that I bring you guys on such a consistent daily basis is, I've outdone myself this time. This is the highest quality. High quality. That's some high quality visual representation, but that's how you guys play war, and that's how you guys play momentum in Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. It's going to be a cool system. I think it's definitely going to be a cool system. I'm excited to see this game mode come back. A lot of people have been speculating as to why war hasn't been featured in any Call of Duty game ever since World at War, and a lot of people are saying, well, it's possibly because, oh, that's a Treyarch idea, and Infinity Ward didn't want to copy it. And a lot of other people, myself included, were like, well, it's probably because of the maps. The maps aren't very well designed in some of these newer Call of Duty games, and it wouldn't work on a lot of them. Although I must say, a lot of the stuff in Call of Duty Ghost and a lot of the stuff in Black Ops 2 would work out fantastically for war. War basically requires the maps not to be super freaking small. And while a lot of the maps in Call of Duty are actually on the smaller to medium side, I wouldn't say they were so small that you couldn't play war. If you look back to World at War, you could actually play Dome, which was one of the smallest maps in Call of Duty history. You could play on Courtyard, which was later remade in Black Ops 2 as the map Dig. You could play on that map and play war. All they did was make it so, like I said in the example, if it's a smaller map, there was only 3 flags that you had to fight for rather than having to fight for 5. So it was actually a cool system. It was a cool game mode, and I'm excited to see it return in Advanced Warfare. Once again, guys, if you guys like to go ahead and check out the actual video of the gameplay, it's nothing really special. You see these guys that really don't know what they're talking about. There's a lot of ums and ahs in there, and they're like, yeah, man, so this game mode here, it's called Momentum. It's pretty good. You fight for the flag there. Yeah, that's kind of like what the entire video was. You think people at IGN be a little bit better than that? But yeah, basically, though, if you ignore those guys, you get probably 5 minutes worth of solid gameplay of this guy running around and trying to capture points. And yeah, you get to see a little bit of momentum gameplay. Link to that down in the description. I hope you guys all enjoyed this video. And if you did, please be sure to leave a rating. Hope you guys all have a wonderful day.